Hi everyone, my name is Michaela, and today I'd like to talk with early childhood educators about how trauma and stress in early childhood affects children in the classroom and how we can use social and emotional learning, SEL, to support them. Some examples of trauma and stressors that young children may face: physical, sexual, psychological abuse and neglect, including trafficking, sudden or violent loss of loved ones, substance use disorders. Naming these, we recognize that trauma is not only one dramatic event, it may be chronic or accumulative stress, and children may experience it in ways adults don't always immediately see. What might you observe in the classroom or programs that signal a child may have experienced trauma or stress? Some common signs: refusal to go to school, mimic depression, little sleep, loss of appetite, overeating, unexplained irritability or anger, and problems with focusing. Being mindful of these signs help educators respond with compassion rather than judgment. Always think to yourself, there's probably something more going on. Trauma and stress can look a little bit different based on the age and the development the child has gone through. Infants and toddlers' exposure to trauma or chronic stress can disrupt brain and nervous system development, affect attachment, relationships, and undermine early language and social emotional capacities. Because this age is foundational, when the early years are marked by unpredictable or unsafe environments, children may remain in a psychological state of heightened arousal, which is the fight or flight stage, and have difficulties moving into exploratory play-based learning. In the preschool years, which are the 3 to 5-year-old or 4-year-olds, effects may include having difficulties focusing or learning in school, developing learning disabilities, showing poor skill development, difficulties with peer play, and social and emotional skills. These children may appear defiant or unmotivated of a task, but these behaviors may be expression or underlying stress and trauma. For early elementary years, children may show more advanced manifestations, such as academic delay, because trauma impairs these brain systems. They may have trouble with peer relationships, bullying, aggression, difficulty trusting adults or authorities, increased absences, and suspensions or expulsions. By understanding these age-related patterns, educators can anticipate and support appropriately to development stages. Why is it essential for early childhood educators to be trained in trauma-informed practices and integrate SEL? Early trauma affects not just behavior, but the brain's foundation. If we ignore these issues, children lose opportunities for success. It always starts young. We need to start these practices young. Teachers can create a safe, nurturing environment for the children's and address the severe impact trauma can have on a child. This can improve self-regulation and social skills, and also improve resilience and competency for all children. Here are at least 3 strategies that early childhood educators can incorporate. The first one is a consistent visual schedule. Children who have experienced trauma can be on edge at times. With these types of schedules, this can help ease that anxiety and let that child know what is happening next, what they can expect. When you implement this into your classroom, make sure it's low enough so it's at eye level with the child, and they're on the cards have visual cues so they understand what is happening, especially for the younger ones that can't read yet. A good one that I discovered was a listening center. A lot of the times now, teachers are implementing calming tents, calming chairs, but this is when a child can start pondering what happened during that traumatic event. Instead, do a listening center, which is a distractive activity. This is where the child can be sent to listen to a book before rejoining the class. Have the child listen to the book and put the pages and turn the pages, allowing them to stay focused just on that task. It also gives them time to regulate their emotions if they're having a harder time. The last one is model and respect apologies. Model and respecting interactions in the classroom using a positive approach and calm Body language. When mistakes are made, either by a student or a teacher, focus more on repairing the harm of the issue than worrying about what to do as a punishment. This can make them feel more like build more of a relationship instead of being scared every time they do something wrong. Families are the main support line when a child is not in care of a teacher. Just like in the classroom, keeping the schedule consistent and allowing the child to be aware of what's happening next eases that anxiety. So if you know you're going to leave the house, parents tell your child, hey, we're leaving in 10 minutes. Hey, look at the timer. This is when we're leaving. Another one is using physical comfort, such as cuddling or back rubs to help calm themselves. Having one-on-one time where you both sit and listen to each other stays. Allowing each of you to ask questions and validate their feelings when it's needed. This can build resilience and become more in tune with their self-worth and build confidence. Another great one to implement is offering choices. This allows them the opportunity to choose and build autonomy, which is huge for this age. They get the sense of control, and you allow them to make their own decision within a margin. So you set the standards of what your choices will be. As an early child educator, or any educator, being a mandated reporter is a responsibility. And this includes to report any reasonable or evidence-based suspicion of a child of abuse, neglect, and ensures the child's safety. It's a legal obligation that ensures that all children are protected, and if not lawfully, serious consequences can occur. You must be aware of your state laws and program policies. The child's welfare takes priority over loyalty to family, coworkers, or employers. Educators must be observant of signs of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse and neglect and act promptly when concerns arise. According to professional codes of ethics, such as the NAEYC Code of Ethical Conduct, educators must advocate for children and ensure their safety and take necessary steps to protect them from harm. Thank you for your time. By recognizing trauma and stressors, understanding signs and development, and how impactful using SEL-based strategies and partnering with families can make a huge difference in these young children's lives. Thanks.